Okay, here's lesson 2.5. I can subtract integers. It's really important integers that you've got your addition of integers all down. So we're going to do some integer addition practice again just to review to make sure that you've got it, because what we're going to end up doing is taking our subtraction problems and just turning them into addition problems. So we're going to be doing more addition problems. Remember the song from last time? Same signs add and keep, different signs subtract. Keep the sign of the higher number, then you'll be exact. So I'm going to keep that song in mind when I do these problems. For the first one, -4 plus 8. These are different signs, so different signs subtract. So I'm going to subtract these and get the number 4. Keep the sign of the higher number. The higher number is 8 and it's positive. Then you'll be exact. Okay? Next problem. Well, let's go across here to -96 plus 6. These are, again, different signs. So I'm going to subtract. I get 90. Oops, I'm sorry, 90. And since the higher number is negative, we will have a -90. Here, these are the same signs, add and keep. So we're going to add them and keep the sign. They're both negative, so we keep it negative. The next one, different sign subtract. So I'm going to subtract these two numbers. Keep the sign of the higher number. This one's higher and it's positive. Then you'll be exact. All right, we've got another one, different sign subtract. I want to make sure I got this one right, so I'm going to go over it off to the side. Strongly suggest you do the same when you're not sure if you'll have it. So 24, keep the sign of the higher number. It's positive. Then you'll be exact. Same signs add and keep. These are the same sign. So I'm going to add 3 plus 6, which is 9. Keep same signs add and keep. Keep the sign the same. There we go. All right, now that we've mastered our addition, we're going to do some subtraction. So first let's understand why we can do this with subtraction. So we're going to go through a little English lesson. English is not my best topic, but I understand how these work. This is bad grammar when you say, I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing really means I want something. Why? Because it's a double negative. So here you see, I don't want nothing. If you don't want nothing, that must mean you do want something. Here's another example. The pilot could not find nowhere to land. Could not find nowhere to land. Another double negative. That means the pilot could find somewhere to land. And the last one, I sometimes say this, and I probably shouldn't, but I say, I can't not have any pie, right? Because I can't not have any pie. Can't and not, there's a double negative. What does that really mean? I can have pie, and that's definitely what I did mean. Why is this so confusing? Well, let's talk about it in numbers. 4 minus -2 is like a double negative. So it's like saying 4, take away, taking away 2. So if I take away the fact that I took away 2, oh man, that's confusing. It's like money. So let's say I have $4 and I take away taking away $2. That would mean I take away a debt of $2. So it's like I gained those $2. It's really like I added to it, and I end up with an answer of 6. It seems really weird. Let's make sense. So we're going to change our subtraction problems into addition problems so that they make more sense, and that it's like a double negative. So just like I said before, if I said I can't not have pie, you're really undoing what you did. And so because of that, we can change all of our subtraction into addition as long as we make 2 changes. So here's 2 ways of saying the same thing. One is change, change. That means I keep the first number the same. I change the operation in the problem from a minus to a plus, and then I change the second number to its opposite. Another way of saying the exact same thing, so it's not 2 different methods, it's the exact same thing, just different words, is to add the opposite, which is telling me I'm changing from plus and I'm changing to the opposite of the number. Let's do some try. All right, so for this first one, I'm going to add the opposite. So what does that mean? I'm going to change my minus to a plus, and I'm going to change this one to its opposite. So I rewrite it as -6 plus, or sorry, -2 plus 6, because the opposite of -6 is +6. Now I go through, same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract, keep the sign of the higher number, then you'll be exact. So I add these and I get a +4 because they're different signs, so I subtract and keep the sign of my higher number. Let's go across. -5 minus 4. Add the opposite. The opposite of 4 is -4. So now I have same signs, add them, keep them. Let's move on to the next one. 3 minus -9, I'm going to change, we can say, or add the opposite. Sometimes it gets confusing when you see two plus signs in a row, so it's easier to rewrite and say 3 plus, and the opposite of -9 is a +9. This is simple. You don't even need to say anything. We have two positive numbers, so the answer is 12. Let's go down to the next row. -6 minus 2. Add the opposite. Oops, that's add the opposite. Now I have the same sign, so I'm going to add them and keep the sign negative. 3 minus 7, again, add the opposite. I have different signs, so I will subtract, keep the sign of the higher number. I have a -4. 6 minus -4, change, or add the opposite. Again, this looks funny, so you might want to rewrite and say 6 plus 4, which is a +10. And on the last line, -4 minus -3, I'm going to add the opposite. Add the opposite, so -4 plus 3. You might notice that I'm always doing two lines to change my problem. So let me show you in this one. If I change this, that's a line, and I change that, that's a line. So I'm always making two little lines when I do my change, and that's why a lot of times people think change in their head, and they just say change, and they draw those lines as they're saying it. So I've got a positive and a negative, which gives me a -2. And the last one, again, here's my change. I have two lines added there. This is same sign, so I'm going to add them, keep the sign negative. All right, problems. Go ahead and pause the video. Right, here should be your answers. After we change, we have a +4. After we change, we have a -21. Change, we have a -13. Change, a -5. Change, a -1. Change, a -4. Here's a couple challenges. The sea surface temperature range from -2 degrees Celsius to 31 degrees. Find the difference between the maximum temperature and the minimum temperature. So this is just saying subtract these two numbers. -2 take away 31. See how big the distance is there. So I'm just going to change, and I get -33. Really, if I'm finding the difference between them, I can say 33 as well, because I'm saying how much space is between them. So I would actually say using the absolute value there makes more sense. And the last one, challenge. Use the subtraction sentence, -2 minus 3, to write an equivalent addition sentence. This is not a challenge. This is what we did every time. It's basically just saying, show me what it looks like after you've changed. So I'm going to change, and rewrite it as -2 plus -3. All right, it's time for your NICU quiz. Good luck.